This is the last segment in our discussion of Chapter 3 of American Media History, the Press and the Founding of a Nation. In this segment, we'll look back at the party press and do some reflection on why it was the dark days of journalism. Well, as you already know, both parties, the Federalists and Anti-Federalists, used newspapers to sway public opinion because they both believed that was the foundation of public policy. You remember the quote from Alexander Addison in 1799 about the belief that whoever controlled public opinion controlled the public. And furthermore, there was a great faith in the power of individuals to wade through truth and falsehood. We sort of believe in this today. That's the rationale behind our very negative political advertising that we see. And so, it comes from a John Locke, John Milton perspective on human beings, a deep faith in rationality and the ability to wade through truth and falsehood. And as a matter of fact, the need to be presented with truth and falsehood. And when those two clash in the marketplace of ideas, the truth will inevitably win out. So if the press was scurrilous, which means making scandalous claims with the intention of damaging someone, then it was a reflection of the time. The American party system was already producing lying, cheating, manipulation, and violence. This, we know, came even before the Revolution. The battles between the Tories and the Whigs and the Patriots, particularly the Sons of Liberty, were violent and highly manipulative. Remember that Sam Adams was the master of puppets because of his ability to manipulate the press. But this nastiness, this lying, cheating, manipulation was at its peak during the first three presidents because the system was new. Newspapers of the time showed, here's, I thought, a good quote from Fellows, a nation that was half civilized, violent, poorly educated, and profoundly uncertain of how its new political system should work, and deeply divided on the form the systems should take. So don't forget that these gentlemen were pioneers. They were operating in some measure in the dark. Nobody had ever tried to do what they had done before. And they were founding a nation based on theory rather than a model that they'd been able to observe elsewhere. So naturally, it was kind of messy. But it wasn't a pleasant time for the public. And by 1808, the public was absolutely fed up with the partisan press. We will see in the next chapter that by 1833, the press took a hard turn to move away from partisanship to a system of great, powerful editors. They claimed at times that they wanted to be neutral and present multiple sides of issues, but we'll run into some interesting characters and see how they used the press. They were not politicians, as with the party press system, but they were also very, very powerful men. So we'll get to that in Chapter 4.